Righto. We're on. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we're on. Who knows? We've had some absolute major technical glitches this evening. Sorry about that. Sorry about being late there. If you can just let us know that you can hear us in the comments, that'd be really good. I'm going to have to adjust this on the fly. But here we are. We're
Hello,
here
everyone.
again.
Yep.
If you're joining us for the first time or the last few times, this is the Outside Man podcast where a couple of blokes get together and have a chat about footy.
Yep, that's it.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to do some housekeeping first.
Yep.
So we are actually moving this podcast over to its own standalone channel called CTW Sports. I didn't set up the live stream in time, so there's a 24-hour period before you can start live streaming, which I didn't, and it's not ready yet. So anyway, next week we'll be on the new channel, CTW Sports. This week will be the last week on here, and after this episode is finished streaming, it will be unlisted and then moved over to there. So if you're watching it after the fact, thanks for tuning in. If you're here because of Chase the Weekend, thanks for tuning in. If you like Rugby League or don't, watch it. If you don't, not interested in Rugby League, we'll have our regular program on Sunday evening this week. We'd also like to thank tonight's sponsors, SAE Group. They do all things solar for your home or your commercial building. They do solar and battery systems as well as off-grid solar systems. So if you're in the market for solar and batteries or just batteries for your existing solar system, give them a call, 1300 18 20 50, or email or sales at saegroup.com.au, website saegroup.com.au. All right, let's get into tonight's scheduled programming. Give me 2 seconds, just got to grab my paperwork.
Gee. I hope everyone's had a great weekend though, and they've got a good weekend. It's going to be an exciting time of footy and stuff like that. I know tonight we've got Manly and Parramatta playing, so that's going to be a great game to watch. And
I think it's going to be a bit of a slogfest, to be honest.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, but anyway.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. Graham is unavailable for this evening, so it's just Jed and I. Hopefully we'll be able to carry it through.
Yep.
And bring you some entertaining footy stuff. Jed's our go-to guy for
Yep.
the stats and all of that. And if you noticed, he's got the right jersey on tonight.
Yeah,
so.
got the Titans on. Oh, hello Graham, how are you?
Awesome. So let's start with this week's round, or the week just gone. Some big games this week.
Yes, there are.
so
Big weekend, very exciting actually.
So we'll start with the previous Thursday night, Panthers and Rabbits. That
was a very good game of footy. But at the end of the day, I think Penrith they just showed their class a little bit at the end of the day, and they were able to get the 2 points.
I think that's right. Yeah. So the Rabbits really turned nothing into something a couple of times there and scored.
Yeah, they had a lot of opportunities and stuff like that, but they just couldn't quite
get there.
Yeah.
The Panthers got the win in the end. Para Sharks on Friday night. Para falling short by 4. So Sharks 30, Parramatta 26.
Yeah, so Craig Fitzgibbon seems to be doing a great job there, and getting the Sharkies,
getting them to fire.
Yeah, getting them to fire and stuff like that. So they're looking like a very good team.
Yep. So I think it's good signs this year for the Sharks in particular.
Yeah.
And especially when they get Nico back.
Yeah, Nico Hines back. Yeah.
And Wade Graham's back from his suspension. I think it's going to be pretty. They're on the up for sure, 100%. Parramatta, I think's been a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, and with a couple of players that they've lost and stuff like that, you just can't replace them overnight.
Yeah. Do you think the scoreline was a bit indicative of the game? Like, being a high scoring game, do you think that they'd be two attacking teams?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So interesting to see what will happen.
Yeah. So the late Friday night game, Broncos Cowboys.
Yes,
That was a great game. That was a really entertaining game. I thought Broncos played really well.
Yeah.
Felt it was a bit unfortunate for Corey Oates there, copping that stray shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for Corey. I really think he's a good, decent player. Don't know him personally, obviously, but I'm sure he's a good guy as well off the field.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
He's good for a couple of fumbles and drops here and there, but he's a big, strong dude, and I think he's still got a lot of years ahead of him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, for the Cowboys, I don't think it was their best performance and stuff like that.
Yeah, they sort of once the Broncos got out in front a bit, they didn't really come back from it, eh?
Yeah, but I do think they'll be back and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Roosters Warriors.
Okay, I must admit, yes, I am a Roosters man. Even though I have got the Titans jersey on, I did get conned into wearing.
Come over this way, Jed.
I did get conned into wearing the Titans jersey, but
only because it's the best. It's Jed's second team, so he says so.
Yeah, so. But with that Roosters Warriors game, it probably wasn't our best performance at the end of the day, but
it was enough to come away.
Yeah,
with
it was
the 2
enough
points.
to get. Yeah, and at this point of the season, as long as you're getting the 2 points, that's all that matters, I think. So.
Yeah, I thought the Warriors did well in their fight back.
Yeah.
Who was it? One of the big boys scored a try there. I thought they were coming back, and Roosters looked a bit shaken. The real question everyone wants to know, Jed, in your professional opinion, why did Suwali not pass to Tedesco?
I have absolutely.
Do you think it was a jealousy thing, or do you think it was just a bit of inexperience on Suwali's behalf because he's a bit of a younger bloke and thought he could go at it himself?
Yeah. Well, I guess he's trying to really make fullback his own position, Suwali, and stuff like that. So, I think it was probably a little bit of both, a little bit of jealousy.
I think the news this week was that he announced that he's going to stick with the Roosters.
Yeah, for one
Tedesco's
more year.
signed till 25.
Yeah, he re-signed for it.
So I think that's good. I think if they can, obviously you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but if they can work together, I think they're going to be, until Tedesco retires.
And I think that Teddy is a better fullback at the end of the day, and Suwali has still got a lot to learn in that fullback position and stuff like that.
Yeah, Tedesco's got so much experience. He's still a top quality fullback.
Yeah, even though he's 31, I think he is. So.
Yeah, which is so old. Oh
he's an old fart.
Imagine being 31 and being old.
Yeah.
After I've seen him play live a couple of times now, and he's different when he gets that ball. The way he moves, it's like dance moves, really. The way he moves his feet, just phenomenal. So we come across to the Saturday games.
Yep.
Dolphins versus Raiders.
Yes.
Dolphins came away with a win.
Yes, they did.
It was a bit rocky at the start there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We watched that with our good mate Shano. Shout out Shano.
Yeah.
It was tense. It was good. I thought Finn Diesel strikes again.
Yep.
Felice Kafusi, massive hit on Hudson Young. Just
no, that was an epic hit.
Yes. So good. Raiders scored first and second, I think. Did they score?
Yeah,
I think they got 2 tries on Dolphins, and then that was it, really. So, first half, Raiders didn't really come back. I thought after the Dolphins started to get up, and the Dolphins ended up coming on for the win. They had the sin binning with the marker not square, so he went off.
Yeah.
And then Sean O'Sullivan.
Yeah, he got sin. Very unluckily, he got sin bin.
I watched the slow mo replay. It definitely looked a lot worse than what it was made out to be.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just the sin binning was, he did contact the head with his shoulder, but it wasn't intent.
Yeah,
there was no intent in that. So
yeah, and the Dolphins definitely they held their line and stuff like that, and they were able to score with only 12 people on the field essentially. When they got that last try, so
So Hammer, he brought it home.
Yeah, Hammer.
Hammer, he's so good. That young guy, man, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, why the Cowboys ever let him go, I'll never know why.
Good pickup from the Dolphins. So I'm hoping they we'll talk about it in a bit, but I'm hoping they'll go on for the win this week as well.
Yeah.
Storm Dogs game.
Yeah.
I ended up I tipped the Storm. I thought, even with all of their injuries, I thought the Storm
was surely going to, get the 2 points and stuff like that, but
wasn't the case.
No.
The Storm didn't look like themselves.
No, they didn't. No.
They, out of sorts. They weren't refined as they were. The dog. That's not to take away from the Dogs. Like the Dogs played out of their skin.
Yeah. So do you think that Melbourne can recover this year?
Yes. They've got like 10 or 12 of their top 30 out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that once they start getting that. Well, Justin Ireland's back this week. Who was the other guy? They've got a couple back this week. So I'm thinking that they're gonna. Oh, Xavier Coates is back this week.
Yeah.
So I think he's good for them on the edge there on the wing. So they'll come back. They always do. You can't.
Yeah, a Craig Bellamy team. Like coach team. You just can't down him.
Yeah. So I think like I was saying before, like the Bulldogs played exceptionally well though. Like for their team. Kick-out was great, I thought. That the young bloke who was his second NRL game, I forget the guy's name, but he scored like the opening try, and the doggy for the first probably 60 minutes or so, the Dogs were just rolling through the Storm.
Yeah.
Storm came back with those 2 tries, and I'm like, oh, this is going to get close.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
And then they had the last try denied, and then they. That was it. It was game over, unfortunately. But even though I tipped the Storm, it's always good to see them get beat.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Especially at home when they're at home down in Melbourne. Sorry, all you Melbourne Storm fans, but it's always good to get the top dogs. Tigers Knights game. Yeah. To be honest, I didn't watch a lot of it. It was.
Yeah, it was a bludger of a game.
Yeah, Knights ended up coming away with the win. It was pretty average. Ponga with another head knock.
Yeah, like
second minute in or something like that.
And now that the NRL has introduced that you've got to be out for, I think it's like 11 days or something like that.
I think it is. I think it is good. That you got to look. You got to look after yourself. You got to make sure that your future is good too. Like, there's no point just destroying your brain while you're still a young bloke. It's unfortunate for him. I'm not a neurosurgeon, unfortunately. But my understanding is once you start getting concussions, they become easier and more frequent. And it's a bit of a. I remember there was an NHL player. Yeah. I forget his name. It was like Crosby.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Played for Boston Bruins, and they said, he came back. He had like 18 months off from a concussion. They said the league told him, if you have another one, that's it. You're out.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in Canada at the time. I remember watching the first game that he'd come back, and he was good, but you could tell that he was still, very cautious. NHL, ice hockey's got a lot more biff and barge, and you could really tell that his team were protecting him, whereas rugby league is a very different game to that. So I really hope that Ponga isn't forced to retire. I think he's too good a talent.
Oh, definitely,
to be forced to retire, but at the end of the day, you got to look after the players as well. You can't.
Just quickly, Matt, we've just had a question come in. Why does every Team Bennett coaches do so well?
I think he's the godfather.
He's
the goat. I don't know. He plays the game. He knows the game. He obviously knows his players. He gets in their head, gets in the media's head. Plays mind games with the other coaches. I think he's just got the touch. He's got the golden touch.
Yeah.
Just going to move over a little bit and scooch in.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that a bit better?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're doing it tough tonight. We had a few.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we had a few technical difficulties. We had to start a bit late, and then my GoPro wouldn't connect to the laptop, and my very expensive microphone wouldn't connect to the laptop, and then so we're here. We made it. We're talking footy. We love footy. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. What was the next game? Sorry, Matt.
The next game was... I don't really want to talk about that. Oh, actually, Jacob Saifiti's hit.
Yeah.
And send off.
Yeah, I think you got like 5 weeks for
He's
that.
got 5 weeks. Watching it, I don't know. Was it... He definitely put his arm out, but it was so quick.
Yeah, I know.
Like the action... It was sort of like it was, reflex action, and he's taking the guy's head off. So,
and then Jackson Hastings had a little bit of a high shot, and the boys got a bit frisky there at the end of the game. There, bit of push and shove.
Yeah, a bit of argy barge. That was after the full time.
Yeah, that was after
full time.
So
that was, St. George Titans. St. George Titans. Mr. Cronk, yes, the Storm do miss you. Never have retired.
Yeah.
Too good.
He was better at the Roosters though.
You reckon? Yeah. St. George Titans now. It's no secret that I'm a loyal Titans fan.
Yeah.
It was sad. I'm probably a bit more emotional about it than you, Jed. I can't see past the emotions, but they were flat. They heaps of errors. They weren't playing together as a team.
Yeah.
I tipped Titans to win because I thought the extra week off would be a detriment to St. George, but it obviously wasn't. St. George were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Played hard. The team's full of big guys, like nearly every player on that team is a big dude. Yeah, and they just ran through the Titans.
Yeah.
St. George ended up winning 26-12. We got the 2 tries in the first half. I thought, we're up. AJ scored that try, and I'm like, they're looking good. And then it was all downhill from there. Ben Hunt was on fire. Yeah. I thought he played so good.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he was phenomenal. Definitely shows why, he's been the halfback for Queensland for the last couple of years and stuff.
Does he get picked this year?
Oh, I think he does. Yeah.
Blake Laurie, the big forward, got 2 tries.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So he had 1 try in, I think it was 2 years. They said 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and then he's got 2 in 1 game. So champion. Love it. I love it when the big guys get across.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, a couple of meat pies.
So I think the Dragons were just too big and too strong for the Titans. They just couldn't do it. So I'm hoping that this week the Titans will get up. So let's have a chat about this week. Oh, actually, I'm going to try something new here. Just bear with me for a sec. All right, let's have a look. Let me see if this is going to work. We've got the ladder. Hopefully we can you can still hear me, and I've set the microphone up correctly. All right, let's have a look at the ladder, Jed. We've got the Manly on top.
Yep.
They've only played 1 though.
Yeah.
What I think the true number 1s are the Dolphins.
Yes.
They've won 2-0. Too good. Then we got Dragons, Broncos, Panthers. They've climbed back up. Rabbitohs, Warriors, and the Titans are still just in the top 8. Above the Roosters. Then we got the Sharks, Knights, Storm. I don't think Storm's not going to stay down that end for too long.
No.
Same with the Cows. Bulldogs, Raiders, Eels in 16. I think they're going to be wanting to get the win this week. And poor old West Tigers sitting down in the cellar.
Yep.
17th. So I think the Dolphins are on the up.
Yep. And I think we've got a couple of Finns supporters on the live here as well.
Fins up.
Yeah, Fins up.
Hey, have a go at this. Hang on. Hang on. I'll just turn the thing back. Hang on a sec. Whoop. There we go. How's my transitions?
Yeah.
Get your fins up, Judy.
Oh, looks great on you, mate.
When we were at the game, I was talking to the boys about this on the weekend. Remember when we were at the game and over the loudspeaker, the guy was like, "Dolphins." Remember that bit?
Yeah.
He was going, "Dolphins, Dolphins." Let's just crack it up. Anyway, it was a bit of fun. This week. Nice. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. And just a heads up that this, after the live stream, this will end up being unlisted and uploaded onto the brand new channel, CTW Sports, where you'll be able to find the last 3 weeks and the streams moving forward, because we don't want to wreck our algorithm on Chase the Weekend. Anyway, so this week, Manly Eels, Thursday night. Tonight, in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We got to get this done quick.
Yeah.
I'm going Manly.
Yep, I went Manly. Too big. Yeah.
Yeah. Too good, I think.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Eels.
Schuster's back as well.
Yeah.
Don't know. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
But I think Manly at home.
Yep.
At 4 Pines Park.
Tommy Turbo to score a double, I reckon.
Oh.
Yep.
You heard that first on
Yep.
CTW Sports, the Outside Man podcast. Friday night game, Knights versus Dolphins. Knights versus the Finns at McDonald Jones down in Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'm going the Finns.
Yeah, I had to go to the Finns there, I think.
I think the defense is too good. I think, they're going to be too good, and I think Newcastle just got too many injuries.
Yeah. And they don't have the talent there.
The depth.
Yeah, the depth. Yeah.
So it would be good if if they get up because they're at home, but I think the Dolphins are going to be too strong this week for the poor old Knights. Roosters Rabbitohs at Allianz.
Oh, geez.
This is a slog fest.
Yeah,
So-
this is it's probably game of the weekend.
Game of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm calling it game.
Why is it on? Oh no, it's a late game Friday, so it's on.
Yeah,
It'll be televised.
Yeah, you see that on Channel 9. Yeah.
Rabbits have got a good record against Roosters.
I know we've
at
lost our
home.
last couple against South.
I think it's like 5
Yeah.
or 6 even, and every time these two teams play each other, it's wild.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
full on. So.
Of course, we saw that game last year in the first week of the finals, where I think there were like 5 or 6 sin bins or something like that. I think Radley got sin bin a couple of times and stuff like that. And unfortunately, South's got the win at the end of the day.
Did. So I'm actually tipping Roosters.
Yeah, I'm tipping Roosters. I think that will be a lot better this weekend. And
Yeah, I think they're starting to get the combinations
get
together.
their gel together and stuff like that.
Roosters still got a couple of guys out, so I think in Rabbitohs, Rabbitohs are good when they're on.
Yeah.
When they.
Yeah, it's one of those things I think where like they almost need Latrell to fire, otherwise, they're just not as good.
Well, and when you're playing a team like the Roosters, you got to be on the whole game.
Yeah.
As soon as you sit back, you'll let a couple of tries in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a good game. So the first Saturday game this week, Titans versus Storm.
Yes.
At home, Seabus.
Yes.
On the Gold Coast. It's going to be a sellout.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, there are. The ticket sales have been very solid for that game. So.
Excellent. So I think there's a lot of Storm supporters on the coast.
Yeah.
Down there, we've
Yeah.
Last couple of games, it was a sea of purple instead of a sea of blue.
Yeah.
I think I'm tipping the Titans.
Yeah.
My heart says Titans. My head says probably Storm. But I don't know.
Yeah, I've gone the same way. It's almost a bounce back factor for both teams, to be honest. Like both teams will be wanted to be firing up and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I've tipped Titans as well.
Yeah, I think Storm's still lacking a few key players.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go on Titans anyway. Come on, Titans, let's go. The second Saturday game at 4:30 is Cows versus the Warriors at Townsville.
Yes.
Queensland Country Bank Stadium. I'm going the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, I've actually
Arvo.
gone the Warriors. I reckon that. That they're going to learn from the mistakes that they made last week against the Roosters, and I just didn't see enough in the Cowboys from last week, and to convince me that they can get the win this weekend.
Yeah, well, they've got a couple out. I think Drinkwater's out.
And they only won by 1 point in the first round as well. So,
yeah, okay. Is it too late to change my tips? I don't know, Warriors. It's going to be hot up there.
Yeah.
So, the heat does play with it. And, if you're training and practicing in the heat all day, every day, you're going to be more used to it than flying in for a week.
Yeah.
Warriors haven't got a very good record in Australia since they've been back.
Yeah.
Since they moved back home. So, yeah, I don't know. It should be a good game, actually.
It'd be a very good game, yeah.
I think every game's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I love footy.
Yeah.
Who loves footy? Let us know in the comments if you love footy too.
Yeah, if you don't love footy, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Why are you watching us jokers talk about footy? And then the last game on the Saturday, Broncos versus Dragons. This is a hard one.
Yeah, I know. This is a hard one.
Dragons was so good against the Titans, but did they look exceptionally good because the Titans was so bad?
Yeah.
I think the Dragons were good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to come close. I think Broncos Suncorp's going to be a tough ask.
Yeah.
But it's on a Saturday. They're not, in my experience, they're better on Friday nights and Thursday nights.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, we'll see. I've actually tipped the Dragons this week.
Yeah, I've tipped the Dragons as well.
So, that will be an interesting game, that one. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think both teams have pretty good defence.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 20 to 16 or something like that, I'm thinking.
All right, for extra points, how many sin bins?
I'm going to go 1.
1 sin bin. All right, remember that. I'll watch this back and write.
Yeah, well.
The first Sunday game, the Dogs of War. They're back. They've got their mongrel again. Dogs versus Tigers.
Oh, that'll be a tough game. Yeah, but I think the Dogs...
At Belmore.
Yeah, first game at Belmore this year.
Dogs don't have a very good record at Belmore, actually. At their...
Oh, okay.
Some pundits call it their spiritual home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to have a talk to Dad about that one. Dad's a mad keen Bulldogs fan from way back.
Yeah, but I think the Dogs do get the win in that game.
Dogs get the win. I have tipped the Dogs for that.
Yeah.
I think the Tigers have just flatlined.
Yeah.
They got to find their mojo, their spark.
Yeah.
I don't know if Happy Carousel's pulling as much favour as what they thought he would. Still a quality player, obviously, but I think it takes more than one guy to make a team, and I think there's just they need to find that spark. And then the last game, which will also be a bludger, Raiders versus Sharks. In Canberra.
I've tipped the Sharks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So have I. I think the Sharks take the win.
Yeah, but that'll be a bludger of a game.
Yeah, Raiders can show up for their home fans.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be
Yeah.
we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's the footy for the week. We're gonna shut off now so we can catch this game tonight.
Yep.
See who wins there. Thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. And again, I know I've said it a couple of times, but next week The episode will be on CTW Sports. So what I would suggest is it's not showing up in the, if you just type it in YouTube, it's not showing up yet because it's only brand new. Just type in CTW Sports, NRL, Rugby League, whatever. If you can't find it, I'll do a post on Chase the Weekend Facebook page. I think I did one yesterday or last night anyway. So just click that, go in, subscribe to it, and then you'll get then it will show up in your feed a lot easier. Thank you. Please leave a comment. Let us know that you're enjoying it or not enjoying it, or what you think we can do better next time. We've got a few things planned for the next couple of episodes, so hopefully we'll be able to pull those off. Chase the Weekend will be on this Sunday, so tune in for that. We've got a really good episode this week. It's
looking forward to watching that.
It's about a topic that you don't really talk about too often, or you talk about behind closed doors. So it's good. It's funny. It's hilarious. It'll be real good. So shall we end it there?
Yep.
Thanks everyone.
See you guys.
Have a great week, and whatever you do, make sure you do it the best you can. Make the most of every moment, and catch you later.